So did you know that money spending problems are a tale of two extremes? Well, on one hand, you may feel guilty for wanting to spend any money at all. And on the other hand, you may feel guilty because you just can't keep your spending in check. And if you think you have a money spending problem, you likely know which of these two camps you fall into. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about how to tackle a money spending problem, regardless of which camp you fall into. Hey everyone, my name is Bola Shokunbi. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Girl Finance. I'm also the author of the Clever Girl Finance book series and the new book, Choosing to Prosper. Welcome to Clever Girl Finance TV. So when it comes to money spending problems, there are two sides. There is the reckless spending side, and then there is the spending guilt side. So let's talk about each one of these two in more detail. So the first one is reckless spending, which is sometimes associated with compulsive spending. And about 6% of the US population identify as reckless spenders. And this is essentially when you are spending money without a plan, you're spending money beyond your budget, and you may be getting into debt as a result of your reckless spending. It is also common to see credit scores dropping as a result of reckless spending. And in many instances, people are using reckless spending as ways to feel better or to disassociate themselves from other more serious issues that might be happening in their lives. Another way to look at reckless spending is it is sometimes leveraged as a form of retail therapy that has gone too far. So what are some signs of reckless spending? Well, signs of reckless spending include, number one, shopping makes you feel better. And so if shopping makes you feel better, you might be tempted to swipe your card even if you can't afford the purchase. And as with all addictions, you may feel a high as soon as you make the purchase, even if you don't need the item. Number two, you shop to make your day better. And this is a slippery slope and an expensive way to feel better. Three, secret spending. And when it comes to reckless spending, secret spending is a big red flag. And that's true, especially if you're hiding your purchases from a partner or a spouse. And so you want to ask yourself, why can't you show off your new purchases? And this may force you to think about the reasons behind your reckless spending. Number four, growing debts. So depending on your situation, you might be making your purchases on credit, and whether or not you're using a credit card or using a buy now or pay later service, your balances are growing, and this is not a good sign. And number five, shopping without a reason. So for most people, the goal of shopping is to purchase an item that satisfies a need or a want. If you find that you're heading to the store or browsing online without a want or a need in mind, this could indicate a money spending problem. So the second side of money spending problems is spending guilt. And this is when you feel bad, you feel guilty for spending any money at all. It could be tied to how you were raised with money and feeling like anytime you spend money on something that you don't consider worthwhile, it's a waste of money. It could be that you feel like that money could be going towards a more worthy goal, like giving to charity or giving to somebody in your family, for example. And another reason why you might feel spending guilt is because your purchases do not align with your values. Additionally, many people feel spending guilt when they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, but they know that they really have no business spending their money in this way. And so your finances may be in a good place, but you may feel spending guilt for a variety of different reasons. That said, let's get into some signs of spending guilt. Number one, you avoid spending money even when you should. And the thing here is that spending money is unavoidable in some cases. So you may have the money to buy healthy groceries, but instead you buy the cheapest groceries just for saving a few dollars, even when you can afford buying the healthier option. And number two, you believe you don't have enough money even when you do. And this is tied to a scarcity or lack mentality, and is another reason why people who struggle with spending guilt hold on to their cash. If you feel like there is never enough money, then hoarding that money is essentially the only logical solution, and this can become a money spending problem in itself. So now that we've identified the two major money spending problems, reckless spending and spending guilt, let's talk about some ways that you can address these issues if you fall into one of these two different camps. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and tell your best girlfriends about Clever Girl Finance. I would also love for you to stop by our website at clevergirlfinance.com. We have over 30 plus completely free courses to help you on your journey to financial wellness. So the great news is that whether you identify with reckless spending or spending guilt, there are certain strategies that you can leverage to tackle your money spending problem. The first thing is to visualize your goals. What do you truly want for yourself? What is your reckless spending hindering you from being able to achieve? Or what is your spending guilt preventing you from being able to achieve? Once you are clear on your goals, you have something that you're working towards that can help you manage your emotions, especially when it comes to that reckless spending or spending guilt. So it's really important that you visualize your goals, write them down, highlight them, put them somewhere where you can see them, have something that's clear that you can intentionally work towards. And every time you see those goals, it can help you challenge that reckless spending or challenge that spending guilt that you have. Because sometimes it requires that you actually spend some money to achieve your goals, so spending guilt, or you have to save money to achieve those goals, and that falls under the reckless spending category. Number 2, build a budget that works for you. And this sounds obvious. However, a lot of people continue to struggle with spending guilt and continue to struggle with reckless spending because they're not leveraging a budget that works for them. Your budget could be too restrictive, it could be not detailed enough, or it could even be too detailed based on your lifestyle. So the goal here is to find a budget that works for you, where you are intentionally telling your money what to do, including doing the fun, nice things for yourself, including spending money in areas that you want to spend to because you enjoy doing those things. And once you build it into that budget, you can manage that reckless spending because you now have a dedicated category of how much you can allow yourself to spend, and you can minimize that spending guilt for the same reasons. You have given yourself room to spend certain money guilt-free. Specifically, when it comes to reckless spending, you want to remind yourself of what matters most. And again, this goes back to your goals. Stick those goals in places that you can see them. Make it your phone screensaver. Remind yourself of what is truly important so that every time that you are tempted to spend recklessly, you can bring yourself back to the reality of what is truly important and what you're trying to achieve. Some people even go as far as putting post-it notes on their bank cards or their debit cards, on their credit cards. They go as far as blocking certain websites, certain retail websites on their browser so that they cannot access them. What can you do to remind yourself of what is most important, especially if you fall under the reckless spending camp? When it comes to spending guilt specifically, give yourself permission to spend. So you have built spending into your budget. There's certain things that you want to do, but you have been feeling guilty about doing them. Give yourself this permission to spend. Tell yourself it is okay for me to spend X amount of money that I've built into my budget to enjoy myself, to do this one thing that I like without feeling guilty. Sometimes it is as simple as saying, I am allowed to do this. Next, it's important that you get the support that you need. And this support could come in the form of accountability from friends, trusted friends and family, or it could come in the form of professional support from a counselor or a therapist. If you need the support to work on your lack mindset, to build an abundance mindset, to work on money behaviors and money thoughts that have come with you from childhood, it's important that you get that support you need, and there is no shame in seeking counseling or seeking therapy to help you get past a specific money problem or money roadblock. So as you navigate the process of addressing your money spending problems and reworking your habits, it's really important that you be kind to yourself and remember that mistakes happen, right? As you go on this journey to improving yourself, to addressing your money spending problems, things may not be perfect, things may happen where you slip up, but it's important that you remain intentional, you focus on your goals, you pick yourself back up, and you keep moving forward. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please hit the like button below, subscribe to this channel, tell all your best girlfriends about Clever Girl Finance, and stop by clevergirlfinance.com to check out our blog that's updated every single day, and also our 30+ completely free courses to help you as you work on achieving your own financial goals. I will talk to you guys next time.